Hello everyone, this is Dr. Shilpa Agrawal Gupta, Assistant Professor in Department of Commerce at Bhopal School of Social Sciences. So today in this video, we are going to discuss about two most popular theories of management. They are the scientific management theory given by F.W. Taylor and Henry Fayol's principles of management. So under scientific management theory, we will be covering the following topics. They are principles of scientific management, objectives of scientific management, their relevance and criticism as well. Then we will be covering Henry Fayol's 14 principles of management. Now coming to the very first theory, that is scientific management, which is propounded by Frederick W. Taylor. So let us go in the history of this theory, actually how it originated. So during the 20th century, in the beginning of the 20th century I must say, skilled labor was scarce in United States, which actually affected the productivity. So management thinkers searched for the various ways to increase the efficiency of the workers so as to increase the productivity and by deleting or combining the operation of the work. It was then that scientific management theory was introduced by Taylor, who was also known as the father of scientific management. So in the words of F.W. Taylor, scientific management means knowing exactly what you want your men to do and seeing that they do it in a best and the cheapest way. So in 1909, Taylor published the Principles of Scientific Management. In this, he proposed that by optimizing and simplifying the jobs, productivity would increase. He also focused on the idea that the workers and the managers needed to cooperate with each other. He believed that all the workers are motivated by money. So he promoted the idea of a fair day's pay for a fair day's work. So in other words, if we clarify this sentence, if a worker didn't achieve enough in a day, he didn't deserve to be paid as much as the another worker who was highly productive. So Taylor developed 5 principles of scientific management. They are called as the Taylorism basically. So the very first principle we are going to discuss now, that is scientific ways instead of rule of thumb. So Taylor believed that instead of using the conventional methods, all industries should adopt the scientific techniques for the essential management decisions. According to him, even the smallest activity can be done through the proper scientific planning instead of the rule of thumb. Now, what is this rule of thumb? It is a principle that provides the simple advice that should be followed in almost all situations. This method develops as a result of experience instead of a proper technical research. So, management should make decisions based on the cause and effect relationship instead of the traditional opinions. Now, the second principle is harmony without any discord. Discord means what? Sort of dispute. So, F.W. Taylor indicated that there should be a complete harmony between the management and the labor. According to him, an organization can increase the productivity if it reduces disputes with the laborers. Workers should not be overburdened with the workload and businesses should understand their requirements. Now, the third principle is mental revolution. Under this principle, both the management and workers should change their mental approach towards each other. Now, he believed that without the mental revolution, there is no scientific management. The most significant change can take place when an organization matches their vision with the workers. To him, a business can increase its potential when both top and the lower level of management share the similar perspective. Now, the next point is coordination between management and workers. So, according to Taylor, there should be a complete cooperation between the administration and its workers. It can result to the maximum output. Both the managers and workers should understand each other's requirement and work in collaboration with each other. So, Taylor believed that an individual cannot do all the works all alone. So, he need a team, or we can say that it requires teamwork and proper coordination between the different layers of management as to increase productivity. Now, the next is maximum or optimum output. So, in this principle, he focused on placing the right person at the right job and providing necessary training to make them efficient in performing their duties. The aim of both the management and its workers should be optimizing the output. Maximum output result may lead to increase in profit for any of the business, and which is of course beneficial for both the parties, like for administration as well as for the workers. Now, let us talk about the objectives. These objectives are basically derived out of the principles themselves. Now, the first point is to achieve higher production and acceleration in the rate of productivity. So, which can be done by the use of standardized tools and equipments and the methods. Next is the betterment in the quality of the products, and which can be done by research, quality control and effective inspection. Now, decrease in the cost of production, which can be done by systematic planning, regulation and cost control techniques. Avoidance of wastage in the use of resources, time and method of production. Placement of right person on the right job through scientific selection and training, and setting up a sound system of wage payment so as to attain maximum efficiency. Now, coming to the relevance of scientific management theory. Now, scientific management theory is important because its approach to management is found in almost every industrial business operations across the world. Its influence is also felt in general business practices such as planning, process design, quality control, cost accounting and economies. Now, you know that the theory will give you the better understanding of the industrial management. You will also understand how a manager can use quantitative analysis, means anything which can be measured in numbers. Manager can use quantitative analysis in management to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the business operations. Like these principles direct businesses to properly allocate their resources and earn maximum profit. It ensures quality management and allows a business to strengthen its relations with employees. Now, coming to next is the critical evaluation. Now, scientific management has been criticized on various grounds. Let us talk about them. The very first is the mechanistic approach. The main criticism of the scientific management that it ignores the human element in production and devoid of a human touch. It treats workers as the factor of production, not as human beings. Second is unrealistic assumptions. Scientific management is based on the assumption that people are rational. They are motivated by the material gains, that is, only money is the motivating factor. Now, the third is exploitation of labor. Now, in the name of increasing the efficiency, workers are forced to speed up, which may affect their physical as well as mental health. Continuous involvement in the same kind of job also on one hand may enhance their specialization, but on the other hand it will make the job dull and monotonous. Now, the next is impracticable. Many ideas of Taylor's are said to be infeasible in practice. For example, planning cannot be fully separated from doing because they both are the two sides of the same job and are not different. Now, fifth point is narrow view. Scientific management is quite limited in scope. Taylor focused completely on efficiency, improving the efficiency at the shop floor, that is of the lowest level of management. So, basically these criticisms became the base for the new theories. One of them we are going to discuss just now. Now, the next theory we are going to discuss today is Henri Fayol's principles of management. Henri Fayol, also known as father of modern management theory. He gave a new perception new insight to the concept of management. He introduced a general theory that can be applied at all levels of management and even by every department. The fayol's theory is practiced by the managers in organizing and regulating the internal activities of an organization. Now, the 14 principles of management created by Henri Fayol are as follows. The very first is the division of work. Now, Henry believed that dividing the work amongst the workers will enhance the quality of the product. Similarly, he also concluded that the division of work improves the productivity, efficiency and accuracy and even the speed of the workers. This principle is appropriate for both managerial as well as technical work level. Now, the second principle is authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility are two key aspects of management. Fayol said that rights and powers to give orders should be balanced with the responsibility for performing the necessary functions. Authority facilitates the management to work efficiently, whereas responsibility makes them responsible for whatever work they have done under the guidance of the leadership. Now, the third point is discipline. Without discipline, nothing can be accomplished. The individual working in the organization have to be well disciplined. The discipline refers to obedience, behavior, respect shown by the employees to others. It also makes the targets easy and comprehensive to achieve. Now, the next is unity of command. Unity of command, it means the employee should have only one boss and he has to follow his commands only. If the employee or if an employee has to follow more than one bosses, there begins a conflict of interest and also it can create confusion. Now, the fifth principle is unity of direction. So, whosoever is engaged in the same activity, they should have a unified goal. This means that all the persons working in a company should have one goal, one motive, which will make the work easier and achieve the goals which are set by the management easily. Now, the next is subordination of individual interest. According to this principle, the individual and the organization interest must coincide to get the task completed. An individual must not place his personal interest over the common interest. Means it indicates that company should work unitedly towards the interest of the company instead of the personal interest. Now, the next point is remuneration. This plays an important role in motivating the workers of a company. We all work for the remuneration. Remuneration can be monetary and non-monetary. So, it should be according to the individual's efforts they are contributing towards the organization. Next is the degree of centralization. Now, let us talk about what is centralization. It means the concentration of authority at the top level. Decentralization, on the other hand, means dispersal of authority among the lower levels of administrative system. So, Fayol defined that centralization as a means of reducing the importance of the subordinate's role. And the extent to which the authority is centralized and decentralized, it depends on the size of the organization in which the manager is working. Now, next is the scalar chain. Fayol on this principle highlights that the hierarchy of authority should be from top to the lowest. This is necessary that every employee knows that who is their immediate senior, and they should be, but again they should be able to contact anyone if needed. Next is order. Order means this is a principle which is related to the systematic arrangement of things and people in an organization. Now, it means what? That every material should have its place and there should be a place for every material. Likewise, in case of people also, right person should be placed at the right place to get the maximum output. Now, the next is equity. Means all the employees should be treated equally and respectfully. It is the responsibility of the manager that no employee face any kind of discrimination, whether it is of gender, it is of caste or creed or anything else. Next is stability. An employee delivers the best if they feel secure in their jobs. It is the duty of management to offer the job security to their employees. Now the next is initiative. The management should support and encourage the employees to take the initiatives in the organization. This will help them to increase their interest and will make them work. Now the last but not the least, the last point is esprit de corps, which means what? Team spirit. This means that unity is strength. Thus, every individual must work together and to be supportive towards each other to gain the synergy, and even they should have the cordial relationship with each other. Trust and mutual understanding among the workers will lead to the positive outcome in an organization. So, we can say, if we just sum up all these 14 principles, so we can say that these principles are used to manage an organization, and even they are beneficial in performing all the functions of the management, whether it is planning, decision making, organizing, or controlling or coordination. So, that's all in today's video. Thank you and have a great day.